This is not the way I wanted to end off the month. Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is January the 30th. It is the last trading day of the month, and I ended up taking my biggest loss of the year, which is very, very unfortunate. We'll talk about exactly what went wrong this week. It was a very tough trading week. Really, in the markets, the best day of this week was on Thursday after FOMC, after earnings. There was actually a decent amount of opportunity later into the session with other commodities and other sorts of semiconductors that we'll kind of talk about a little bit later. But let's hop right into the charts to see exactly what my P&L looks like. As you can see, this is my P&L calendar. I'll have a full deep dive on exactly my trading statistics for this month. It was actually my personal biggest trading month of my trading career when it comes to trading intraday. So that is one achievement that I am proud of. And to look at the overview, right, I ended up making over $140,000 this month, $24,000 week number two, week number three, $27,000, week number four, $83,000 primarily on AMD. And of course, this week was a very, very tough week. It took most of my losing trades this week, ended off the week only plus $4,000. Took a bunch of losses, as you can see, quite red on the calendar, red on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. So there's a lot of things to kind of unpack. As I mentioned, I'll have a full deep dive on the full month, which is going to be tomorrow. But I just want to come on, kind of talk about some of the trades, talk about the mentality today, what my game plan was coming into today, and how I could improve on my trading. I think it's good to kind of note that trading, of course, isn't always going to be right sunshine and rainbows. As you can see, week 2, 3, 4, absolutely fantastic. It was taking one trade every single day. Markets were hot, a lot of continuation, no problems whatsoever. And when the market's easy, it's very, very easy to make money because there's a lot of continuation. But when the market's a little bit more difficult, we're in range, there's not as much continuation, you can easily get chopped around, and that's where you're going to give a lot of your profits back. And I think I actually did a very fantastic job of managing my downside, specifically on Monday to Wednesday. And then I ended up sizing nicely on Thursday, of course, because we're expecting that volatility to pick back up after FOMC and after earnings. And then today, I wasn't planning on taking any trades. That was kind of the pre-market gameplay if nothing set up. I was actually very patient. I didn't take any trades for the first hour of market open. And then unfortunately, I sat at the screens a little too long. I didn't really want to sit at the screens that long, but when you do sit at the screens, you don't see any setups that you do like sometimes. You try and force setups, which is a little bit unfortunate because I didn't really pay attention as much to the game plan coming into today, and I paid the price. So let's kind of go over exactly the trades that I ended up taking today. So I took two trades. One was on the QQQ. And first, let's actually go over the pre-market game plan before we do that. Let me pull up the pre-market game plan. So coming into today, game plan, as you can see right here, right in the Discord, and of course the free market watch list. Game plan January the 30th. Coming into market open, we are right in between its previous day's range on all the major indices. We had some news in the overnight session along with PPI this morning. What I'd like to see is a reaction that we have within the first 15 to 30 minutes of market open. As for my main watches, I like Meta and SNDK. Those were really the only tickers I was somewhat interested right off the bat, and both of those names actually did not set up. So let's go on to the first trade that I took here, which was on the QQQ. So as you can see, I actually had a couple other key levels that I had marked out. The other level that I had marked out was this basically after hours lows all the way down into, if I'm not mistaken, this low that we created, or the level that I had was this level right here coming to market open. I deleted this, but these were the two primary levels that I had coming to market open. So as you can see, we're inside of a range. We're in a very tight pre-market range. My game plan was to go long above our 628 or potentially go short underneath our 625. That was the game plan. And as you can see, really all we were doing was just consolidating essentially all day. For the first 30 minutes, or sorry, for the first hour of market open, we did absolutely nothing. just consolidation here in the overall markets, and I was just being very patient, right? Just because the QQQ was consolidating, if you look at the SPY chart here as well, a lot of consolidation on the SPY. So there was really no trading opportunities just based off that. I was somewhat interested in SNDK, but of course it already hit my main objective, so there's no trading opportunity on this one. And of course, straight from the pre-market game plan, I was keeping an eye out on Meta, which also didn't set up here as well, just because it couldn't get above our 730, excuse me. So coming into market open, I really didn't see anything in the market. So it was just market was consolidating. It was going from range high down to range low, back up and towards range high, and the markets were consolidating. So at this point in time, I was basically answering questions. I was ready to wrap it up, and I saw the QQQ finally break underneath this 625. So the Qs, after consolidating for one whole hour, I figured if it does want to potentially start trending towards the downside, we can be looking for a short underneath this 625. My mistake was not waiting for extra confirmation. The SPY in this case was actually right into a key level support here as well. So I decided, okay, I'm going to take QQQ right on lighter size. It is a Friday today. So if I do want to go look short, right, it's very minimal risk, just risking a break above here, looking for continuation towards the downside. And this one basically immediately stopped out, lost about 20%. As soon as it showed strength, immediately cut my position before this candle closed, and I ended up taking a loss. So I took about a $3,500 loss here on the QQQ. And then that was about it. So I basically called it a session there. I wasn't planning on taking any other trades. One thing that I did actually like was Nvidia. I kept on talking about this. I've taken quite a few losers on Nvidia this month just because I've been trying to anticipate the break towards the upside, which of course I always mention, right? Do not trade Nvidia until we can get a clear break above our 193, right? I've been faked out a couple times earlier into the month, tried trading a couple times over here, trying to anticipate the break towards the upside. So for Nvidia, if I didn't take Nvidia this month, it would have saved me a lot more money. But as you can see here, Nvidia coming into the day, there was a couple opportunities that I was interested in. Never really got the reclaim that I wanted earlier into market open, just with the context with the Qs. So never decided to take Nvidia. But then of course, later into the session, for some reason, I was like, okay, it's finally breaking out towards the upside. I might as well try Nvidia if it does want to break now with the higher time frames. Potentially, we can be looking for continuation towards the upside. If this will load, I guess trading view is currently bugging. But basically right here, as you can see for Nvidia, nice solid push towards the upside. I really wanted the entry before the pop towards the highs. That would have been the best, but waited for the break above. I actually got in on this candle close right here. Stop just to break below your previous day highs, looking for continuation higher. And then, of course, this one ultimately just ended up breaking back towards the downside, ended up stopping out, losing about another $2,500 on this trade. So the trades that I took today and the trades that I took this week, to be frank, weren't the greatest. A lot of trades that I tried anticipating, looking for continuation, even though there was no continuation this week. I did a good job sizing accordingly with the overall markets, but ultimately the setups themselves weren't that great. The only thing that saved me this week was my sizing and being a little bit more defensive just because there's no continuation. But besides that, didn't really have the greatest executions this week, but that's just what trading is. Can't really complain. As I mentioned, my biggest month, of course, of my trading career, and the way to end it off wasn't the greatest, but I've been trading absolutely fantastic for the first 3 weeks, so can't complain whatsoever. Now with the markets dropping, I just want to really honestly like a full market reset. We're going to come into next month with a fresh mindset. A lot of names I'd like to see finally pull back. Silver, gold finally pulling back. Markets finally pulling back here. So I just want to see a full market reset coming into next month. There's going to be plenty of opportunity next week with earnings and more opportunities setting up as well. So just kind of a quick little short recap for you guys today. As I mentioned, right, I'm going to take, as I mentioned, I'm going to upload every single day if I win or I lose. Obviously, this is a video I did not want to make, but just for transparency's sake, just to show you guys, right, every single trade I do take onto on the way to, of course, $1 million. And so far for the first month, if this is how the year is going to shape up, it seems like we're going to crush that goal, which is going to be super exciting. But besides that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, appreciate if you guys drop a like and sub. Of course, we're going to have that full monthly recap tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And of course, we're going to have a YouTube video on Sunday going over top-down analysis on my main channel. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right, take care, everyone. Peace.